Brisbane, Australia.
Remember the euphoria of July 2021? Many Queenslanders celebrated when our Olympics bid was rubber-stamped. From the start, the Gabba was at the heart of Brisbane's case.
The state government will be rebuilding the Gabba.
But over time, massive cost blowouts and mounting community anger
Save our school!
were shifting public sentiment away from the Games and the government.
And in the middle of a cost of living crisis, Queenslanders are appalled.
In December last year, a new Premier and a new approach. Stephen Miles commissioned a review.
With a very specific focus on value for money.
Over 60 days, the former Brisbane Lord Mayor, Graham Quirk, took hundreds of submissions and visited dozens of sites. His headline recommendation, a brand new facility at Victoria Park.
A top-level Tier 1 stadium for a figure of between $3 billion and $3.4 billion.
But that was swiftly rejected as too expensive. The Premier instead opting for a plan put forward by influential Olympics power broker John Coates. A 3-stadium solution with upgrades to Lang Park, Cusack and the Gabba, leaving organisers to pick up the pieces and reignite enthusiasm for the Games.
It's a gift to host an Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Graham Quirk, thanks for joining me. Both sides of state politics have ruled out your proposal for a brand new stadium at Victoria Park. Do you stand by it?
Well, just the panel looked at evidence, we established findings and we made recommendations based on those findings.
So do you still stand by it?
Well, it is what it is. I mean, we put our best foot forward, we had an independent review and we made the recommendations that we believe were in the best interests of a legacy and community benefits.
I'm interested in the way this unfolded. The Premier very quickly rejected the Victoria Park proposal. Within just a few hours of you publicly announcing it, he was publicly rejecting it. Were you blindsided by that?
We went into this under the condition that it would be an independent review. And so we did that. We made sure that everything we put forward had a lasting benefit. None of the facilities we recommended were about an Olympics and Paralympic Games. They were about what things are required by the community of South East Queensland and Queensland going forward.
But at what point did you become aware that that particular one was going to be rejected?
Pretty close to the day. We had an inkling in the days leading up to the report coming down, but that didn't change the report.
Was it undermining, though, to find out that the Premier had been sort of working away on his own separate proposal?
Oh, well, that's irrelevant. I mean, we were engaged. We were engaged to do a job. As I say, I went into this job on the basis that it would be an independent review, and that's what we delivered.
What's the point of it, though, if some of it's just going to be ignored?
Well, that's a matter for government. I mean, the government understands that we made recommendations for a good purpose, but again, governments are elected by people and they're entitled to make whatever decisions they wish.
We are in an election year. Do you think there are political decisions being made rather than decisions that might be in the best interest of a Games or of a city?
Well, governments make decisions for a variety of reasons. I would just say this, Stadiums Queensland have a report showing that the Gabba will reach the end of its useful life around 2030. You can extend that a bit, but at some point in the next decade, a government will have to build a new stadium.
So what do you make of the John Coates option then, which the government has decided to go with, of this upgrade to the Gabba, Lang Park and Cusack?
Well, I think you've got to understand that John Coates was in a very difficult position. He is the custodian of the Olympic brand, and he was very concerned and expressed this to me, that the Olympics brand was being badly damaged by the public debate, particularly the one centring around the Gabba. And so his job, as he saw it, was to protect that brand, and he was going to do whatever it took basically to protect it.
What does whatever it takes mean?
Well, I mean, what that meant was John was concerned that the Olympics and Paralympics were being blamed for the cost. And I said to John that our panel was not going to recommend anything that didn't have a lasting community legacy for tens of years.
Do you think the brand was damaged?
Well, I think the brand has been damaged, and I think it's unfortunate, but it's not over. I think it very much will be salvaged, and let's make no mistake about it, Olympic and Paralympic Games provide a tremendous opportunity.
How important is it that some construction, some work actually start?
Well, this is very important that we get on with the construction build, because there is a massive amount of work going on out there and a limit to human resources. So the report has recommended that government do get on and get it cracking with it.
The LNP has indicated that if they win the state election, they would hold another review. So there could be more changes to come. Do you support another review?
Well, I think it's important that we get on with the build. And, you know, the time is ticking. We need to get on and decide what it is we're going to do, have a bipartisan support around that and move forward.
Graham Quirk, thanks for your time.
Thank you.